Hey, what's up, guys? I am your host, Smoky Bloons, and this is King of the Hill. Okay, we're here in game number 1 between xExpertBTD5 and Anacondaz. xExpertBTD5 with 557 wins, 494 losses. Anacondaz with 611 wins, 242 losses. So, not the best win-loss record for xExpertBTD5, but we'll see how he can do against Anacondaz here. Now, I talked to Expert on Skype, and he told me to call him Garrett. So I think his name is Garrett, and he wants me to use Garrett as his name in this commentary, so I'm going to do that. So Garrett versus Anacondaz. Remember, guys, if I'm saying Garrett, I'm talking about xExpertBTD5. That's just his normal name, and he wants me to call him that. So Garrett says dot. So Garrett puts her face down, and Garrett going for the 2-0 boomerang quickly, whereas Anacondaz going for farms. So very, very interesting. Previously we saw Anacondaz going for a bomb tower and tack shooter strategy, I think, on this map. I've commentated so many games that I've already forgotten. But now he's going for farms. Farms and bomb tower. And Anacondaz are saying no cheating this time. I'm not too sure what cheating they're referring to, but whatever they're doing, hopefully he's not going to cheat this time. And so Garrett going for the regular bomb tower and boomerang opener, whereas Anacondaz going for the farm strategy. He's going to leak some lives here, but he's not going to care, because with farms you are farm rushing, and with farm rushes you don't really care about these names. So yeah, guys, you can see the new font and their names. These games were played after the recent patch, and they think that these fonts look pretty cool, which I think they look pretty cool. But yeah, there's quite a few changes that came out quite recently. One was obviously the font change, but there's also quite a few balance changes as well. For example, at the moment, I think on one of the later rounds, the Zoma Gods and Moabs and BFBs go back to full health. So at the moment, the a quick little pink rush here by Anacondaz should do some damage. Yep, so a couple of lives lost, but there by Garrett. But okay, so now Anacondaz really needs to get that up to a... Oh, he's gonna lose a ton of lives. So many lives lost. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that was just a lag with the visuals. I don't think he should have lost that many lives. Although he still lost quite a few. Okay, maybe he did lose that many lives. He didn't get his boomerang up to a 2-3 in time. He's just a 1-3. And so let me just tell you guys a bit about the changes that happened. One of them was that I think it's round 30. Although by the time that I'm commentating this, I think it's been changed to round 43. Okay, no, sorry, my bad. So around 30, the Zoma Gods, Moabs, and BFBs go back to their full 100% health. Because at the moment, the what I call natural Moabs are on 100% health. These are the Moabs that you computer sense. But the Moabs, BFBs, and Zoma Gods that you can send are actually only at 50% health. I'm not too sure what 50% health exactly means, but nevertheless, it's 50% health. And so they're actually not as strong as the natural Moabs. So that's often why you see that if you can defend a round 18 Moab rush, but then you find that you're struggling to defend the round 23 natural Moab, it's because that Moab is actually double the health of the ones that you can send. So now that Ninja Kiwi has changed that, and now they're turning the Moabs that you can send, the Moabs, BFBs, and Zoma God that you can send, back to 100% full health from round 30 onwards. So that just makes the late game a little bit more sort of aggression focused. You can send these Zoma Gods and BFBs without so these Zoma Gods and BFBs are a lot more effective when you attack with them. And Garrett here getting a lot of defense. He's got the mortar defense. He's got the... Oh, he's going for a regrow yellow rush here against Anacondaz. This might cause some lives lost. No lives lost here. So that mortar and boomerang definitely enough defense. And now Garrett is using a ton of defense. I would argue too much defense for round 9. You certainly don't need a ricochet and a boomer and a bomb tower, especially when your opponent is going farms. Yeah, he might do a farm rush around 10, but that's pretty unlikely. So why are you getting all this defense when your opponent's just getting farms, and he's not even sending any attacking balloons at you. Because look at this, that 2-3 Bionic Boomer in that corner there is just doing absolutely nothing. He's just hanging out and not even involved because I think Garrett has too much defense up with his cluster bomb and ricochet. But now that we're getting to round 13, towards round 13, now these bombs are useful. But I would still argue that he got them a little bit too early, and he could have got a little bit more economy if he wanted to. So he's getting ready for a round 13 Rainbow Rush defense. He's got quite a decent defense versus the Rainbow Rush. It might actually be enough versus the Farm Rainbow Rush. And actually, Anacondaz is not going for the Farm Rainbow Rush. So he's just going to get some more farm economy, and he's not going for any rushes at all. Oh, so now xExpertBTD5, oh sorry, Garrett is going for Rainbow Rush, but this should not do anything, I think. Oh, some balloons get through, I think. I definitely saw some balloons get through. Or not. So it looks like no, Anacondaz defended that perfectly. He says, "You cray." But so now Anacondaz should be in quite a big lead because he should be able to do a huge rush later on that Garrett just should not be able to defend because he just wasted so much money on that Rainbow Rush, and he hasn't built up his economy enough. Look, he's not sending any economy balloons at all, so he's probably only got like maybe 450, 500 economy, and that's not going to be enough to. Oh, so here's some ceramics. They should be defended no problem, but it does force Garrett to get that bomb tower up to a 4-2. So he was saving quite a bit of money there, getting ready to defend versus the ceramics if Anacondaz sent one. And the 2 ceramics sent by Anacondaz was just enough to make Garrett waste. I would almost say, not waste, but certainly use that money that he might have wanted to use elsewhere. So this is just ridiculous farm economy by Anacondaz. Look at this 7 beautiful 2-0 farms. That's going to give him so much money. And now he can get his Moab Wallers up for round 18 Moabs. Meanwhile, Garrett just has no economy. He hasn't got an economy for such a long time. Maybe this is the right strategy against farms, because ultimately you're still just defending, and you're waiting to defend versus these farm attacks that might come a bit later. Oh, so no, he's going for a big Moab rush instead. Is Anacondaz going to have enough to defend versus 2 Moabs? So the first Moab gets popped, but these ceramics might be getting through. Oh my gosh, a lot of them got through. And these might definitely get through. What is going on here, guys? Oh my gosh! So that, oh my gosh! Anacondaz down to 9 lives, and now he's sold all of his farms. He's gone for a huge camo ceramic rush. This is to exploit his opponent's mortars. And Garrett is definitely losing some lives, but he's not dead yet, whereas Anacondaz is down to just 9 lives. So, Anacondaz thinks he's goofed, but that double Moab rush was so scary, and now he's going for Moab rush. He's going for spaced Moabs. Very, very interesting attack here. Garrett is going for the bomb thingy to pop it, but I think I see a lot of ceramics getting past. That's going to be GG for Garrett. There it is, GG. Okay. So very, very close game number 1. Anacondaz just barely defending in time. Probably just underestimating the attacks that Garrett was sending. Actually, if Garrett sent some ceramics with his Moabs, I think he might have got through. If he just sent a slightly more powerful attack, he certainly could have defeated Anacondaz in that first match. But at the same time, I felt like the only reason Anacondaz lost lives there was because he didn't really react properly. He had so much farms, so much economy. He could have just sold 1 or 2 farms to defend versus those mobs. But he's a little bit greedy and chose not to, and he almost paid the price for that. Almost dying to those 2 mobs. But luckily for him, he had 9 lives left, and that was enough to keep him alive. And after that, basically with no more economy left, Garrett just couldn't defend, he couldn't attack. There's not too much else he can do. And that simple little attack by Anacondaz finished off the game right there. So game number 1 going to Anacondaz, 1-0. Let's go to game 2 to find out who's going to take the series. Okay, game number 2. Garrett has chosen Plutonium Mines as the second map. So I think he's a little bit afraid of Anacondaz's farm rushing on the small maps. So he's definitely chosen a big map to counteract that. And really on these big maps, you really can't do a farm rush. The map is just so big, it's just much easier to get the defenses up for the Rainbow Rush. And so farm rushes just aren't as good. Anacondaz says his very famous "Let's go!" I can't say as well as he does, but good luck from both players. Well, good luck from Anacondaz at least. And Anacondaz going for his bomb strategy again. So Anacondaz loving the bomb tower, usually bomb tower Dartling gun, and whereas Garrett is just going for the why are these guys not seeing economy? What the hell's going on here? Okay, there we go. Okay, so actually Anacondaz is going for bomb tower and text, but he's got his text in the most really weird position, guys. He's got his text on the end of the track rather than the beginning of the track. So he's using that text shooter to catch those balloons at the end. So it looks like Anacondaz has adjusted his strategy a little bit, such that maybe now he has a no lives lost version of his bomb tower text shooter strategy. Because really for these big maps, guys, it's about going no lives lost. There's not really too much debate about this. It's really impossible to kill your opponent, and the only reason people actually die in this map is because once they lose one life, they're like, oh my god, now I'm down to one life, what can I do? I can't do anything. I have to like do some crazy all-in rush to come back, and that's when they just try this all-in strategy. It never works, and then the counter rush makes them lose a life. So a quick little pink rush here by Anacondaz is definitely gonna make Garrett lose some lives here. So Garrett already down 4 lives, and this might be GG right here, guys. Anacondaz definitely knows that his attack has put him in a huge lead, and he says good with a capital G-O-O-D, full stop. Meanwhile, this pink rush should do some damage to Anacondaz as well, because I'm not too sure if a single cluster bomb is enough to hurt pinks. Oh, but now he's got it up to a 3-1. It should be enough. Oh, this little red one might get through. No. So yeah, Anacondaz is very happy that he's up by 4 lives, and that's really all you need to win these big maps, guys. Just get your opponents to lose some lives in the beginning, and yeah, it's just really a huge uphill battle for the person that's down a life. It's so hard to come back in King of the Hill with these King of the Hill rules. Now Anacondaz is going with his Dartling gun, so Dartling gun and bomb tower and tech shooter. So I wonder if he's going to have a mortar as his 4th tower, because if he doesn't have a mortar as a 4th tower, he doesn't have too much for camera detection. He would only have his Dartling gun, pretty much. Not pretty much, he would literally only have his Dartling gun for camera detection if he doesn't have a mortar or village. So pretty likely he's going to have a mortar or village as his 4th tower. But that does mean that he doesn't have ground 0. So maybe he will lose late game if he has the mortar, but not the ground 0. Sorry, I mean the monkey ace, obviously. So yeah, now is a bit of a sort of a lull period in this game as both players sort of get the economies up for the sort of more rushy rounds like round 13, round 15. So at the moment, we're trying to get some more King of the Hill games out for you guys. At the moment, you might have gone and visited the thread, and there's just so many King of the Hill games being played right now. There's 3 knights now with Ryan Zoo, Anacondaz, and the Prime 19. And the Prime 19 has joined on to be part of the Knight Force, defending the king that is Speedo. And with 3 knights and so many challenges, you know, a lot of you guys have watched these videos and you're saying, oh look, you know, I think I might be good enough to try King of the Hill. And you've gone and challenged these guys, and you've produced some amazing games for us. Basically, all the knights are guaranteed to record these games, so the Prime 9 is also going to record all the games he plays, as well as Ryan Zoo and of course Anacondaz. So we have so many amazing games to show you guys in King of the Hill, and just really not enough time. You know, there's literally like at least one amazing game every day being played by one of the knights. Sorry guys. And Anacondaz is doing some very expert stalling here, making sure that the round goes for as long as possible so that both sides get as much economy. Because at the moment, Anacondaz... so Anacondaz is showing the monkey ace as his 4th tower, so he doesn't have a mortar for camo detection. So he's relying exclusively on the monkey ace and his Dartling gun to hit camos, which is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting indeed. And I wonder if there's a way to exploit that. There's definitely quite a few ways to exploit it. For example, you can send like maybe... so a huge camo rainbow rush here by Garrett, hoping to cause Anacondaz lose some lives, and I think, excuse me, some might get through. I saw some rainbow balloons get through, but that's again the problem with the lag. And now Anacondaz is doing. Oh no, sorry, I keep thinking that I'm watching Anacondaz' screen, but actually it's Garrett that's recording this. So a rainbow rush that might cause Anacondaz to lose some lives. No, so definitely Garrett is lagging a little bit, at least with the screen lag, with the visuals. We're going to see a lot of balloons go through this game, unfortunately. And in reality, it's really the lives that are most important. If you don't see your opponent lose lives, it really does mean that these balloons are not getting through. And Garrett is just going balls towards aggression here, going for a ceramic rush on round 15. It looks like it might actually be enough here, because I don't know. These ceramics are definitely very, very dangerous. Definitely on Garrett's screen, they look like they're getting through. But actually, maybe not, especially with that 4-2 bomb tower. Oh, I don't know. Oh, no, indeed. These balloons have gotten through. So fantastic little attack there by Garrett. And now he's in a huge commanding lead. Anacondaz down to 109 lives. So very, very good. That's what you need to do, guys. If you're behind in lives, you need to go balls towards aggression. And just hope that your opponent doesn't defend well enough. And now that Garrett is so far ahead, he can just sit tight and just try to defend all the way to round 38, and he will win the game. So yeah, Anacondaz understanding got way too greedy there. Yeah, just not being ready for that round 15 ceramics, or regular ceramics. And yeah, that's the problem when you use the Dartling gun and Blade Maelstrom. So the 2-3 Monkey Ace, it's not that reliable in terms of like, it's a bit sort of luck based. It depends on where these darts fly, and sometimes they just miss the ceramics completely. And when you miss those ceramics, then you know, those can do a lot of damage to you. Round 18 here, Garrett does have some maulers up. Now, one of the things I'm a bit worried about is Garrett's low economy, because he did show that he doesn't really get as high of economy as maybe some other players in that previous game, so he might actually falter in these later rounds. I'm not too sure here, but he definitely has enough maulers for round 18 here. So, yep, Garrett, get to round 38, buddy, and you will win this game. Let's see if Anacondaz is very, very good at attacking. So let's see if you can find an attack that can kill his opponent. And he says, we'll see. So, ooh, he definitely has something up his sleeve, I think. And Garrett is just trying to get these defenses up as soon as he can. I'm pretty sure he's completely out of money right now, just trying to get these Maulers up for round 20 as fast as possible. Is Anacondaz going to do a round 20 Moab or BFB rush on round 20? No, it's not going for a rush around 20. I'm not too sure about this, guys. As the rounds get later and later, it does get a little bit harder and harder to attack, because your opponent will start to get enough money for those ground zeros. And once your opponent gets ground zeros, it becomes really, really hard to do any damage. And I'm pretty sure Garrett has the Monkey Ace for his 4th tower. I'd be pretty surprised if he doesn't have the Monkey Ace, just because ground zero is so powerful. Guys, I know that some of you guys don't like the ground zero ability, as it's really, really overpowered, and I totally agree. The main problem with ground zero is that... I'll talk about ground zero a little bit later, guys, but here's the big BFB rush by Anacondaz. So there's 1 BFB, 2 BFBs at least. Will there be more? Maybe 3 BFBs? 3 BFBs. So there's the ground zero for Garrett, and this should be quite an easy defense, I think. Just sell some towers, get a ground zero, and that should be GG for Anacondaz, I think, here. Yep. So there it is, and now he just needs to get his Moab popping power back up. Yep, there it is. And that's definitely GG for Anacondaz. I think he's completely out of money with that huge BFB rush. Yeah, you can send another Moab, but I don't think it's going to do too much. Although this Moab is definitely getting past, but now that they've been destroyed down into ceramics, and with that 4-2 bomb tower, there should be no way these balloons get past. Oh, another BFB. Okay, so it looks like Anacondaz does have a little bit more up his sleeve here. Another BFB. Now, okay, so this time Garrett is choosing to defend it using regular towers as opposed to the ground zero. That's probably the correct choice, because I think if you spend another ground zero, it might be a bit too expensive. The thing is that Garrett doesn't have to go no lives lost now. He can just defend these rushes and he'll be fine, because I think Anacondaz having used up all of his income on those attacks. Fail, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just really hard to attack with ground zero, guys. Anacondaz already thinking about the next map. So, yeah, pretty much GG here. Garrett just needs to send one attack. Garrett thinks that Hydro is the next map. Let's see if his guess is right. Oh, yeah, looks like with that little emoticon there, Anacondaz is definitely going to go Hydro Dam on the next map. So I'm pretty excited for Hydro Dam. But yeah, let's just wait until Garrett wins this game, because I really don't see any way that Anacondaz can come at guys, because he's just used up so much money. He can't attack, he can barely defend. He only has one Moab Mauler. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And he's going to use his Moab Assassin, but now with the two Moabs, what's he going to do? He just can't defend this round. It's just this should be GG right here, guys. There's no way he's going to pop these two Moabs. He just doesn't have enough money. Maybe he can sell his Dartling Gun or sell his Monkey Ace to get some more bomb popping power. But yeah, I really don't know if this is going to be enough. He pops the first Moab, but that second Moab is getting pretty far through. Oh, he might get a chance here. Oh, he's definitely lost some more lives. He might stop this. Yeah. Okay, very, very impressive. Managed to stop two Moabs. And remember, guys, those were the natural Moabs as well, so they would double the strength of the mobs that you can send. Or another way to think about it is that they were 100% health, whereas the mobs that you can send are only 50% health. Now, Garrett is doing some crazy Moab and Bloons rush. This probably should still be defended, because, I mean, Anacondaz has already shown that he can defend against two Moabs no problem. So a big smiley face by Garrett. And this is going to be pretty close. Yeah, okay, oh, it's GG. Anacondaz losing that second game. Now it's 1-1 all in the series. Let's go to game 3 on Hydro Dam, probably. Okay, game number 3, it is indeed Hydro Dam. Anacondaz choosing Hydro Dam, one of his favorite maps now. That he has a really good strategy for Hydro Dam, guys. So definitely, I'm not too surprised him picking this map. I think he showed a very good strategy against. Who was it against? Sorry, guys, I'm sort of struggling to remember the last game that Anacondaz played. But yeah, the previous game we saw definitely him showing a great strategy on Hydro Dam, and this is the start of his great strategy. He always stalls these last two balloons perfectly with his boat. So he changes the aiming, the targeting on his boat to always make sure that the round goes to the maximum possible time. And he's very happy to sacrifice 2 lives for that. And that's just the sort of skill level that Anacondaz is showing us. And then the sort of skill level that you need for high level games is even those little things like changing target priority, stalling rounds. These are the really cool high level stuff that we get to see from these guys. So Garrett going for the mass boat strategy, whereas Anacondaz is also going for the they have very similar strategies. This strategy I'm not too sure I agree with. So Garrett is going for the upgrade on his boat, and I've tried this myself and I don't really like it, because look at these grapes. Look at what they're hitting. Look, they're hitting absolutely nothing. Maybe one of those grapes is hitting the balloons, but the other 3 are just doing absolutely nothing at all. And they never will as well. Like, there's just no situation where they'll ever hit any balloons. So I actually don't like getting upgrades for boats if you use them in this way. I don't think it does actually anything at all. It doesn't really add anything to the popping power of your balloons. Sorry, of your towers. If you want to do the grape strategy, it's better to put the boats at the end, because then the boats fire sideways, and when they fire sideways, then yeah, the grapes will do a lot of damage. But when they fire in a straight line like this, then it's much better to keep them as the 0-0 boats, and they're a lot more effective that way, and a lot more cheaper as well. Okay, so round 6, both players should be going for black rushes, because black rushes are awesome on Hydro Dam. It's really hard to defend black rushes, but with 4 boats and the bomb tower, black rush should be no problem at all. And yeah, both guys are still trying to get the economies up. So I think Anacondaz usually gets a Dartling Gun at some point. I'm trying to remember what his strategy was exactly. I think he's changed it a little bit as well. I don't think this is the exact same strategy as the one he used last time. Go check out his video versus the previous opponent and see if he used the same strategy, because I'm pretty sure he had a Dartling Gun the previous time, but I don't see any Dartling Guns this time. Anacondaz is saying the rounds are so short, so it looks like he's not doing a good enough job of stalling, obviously. So now, what's this update he's talking about? I'm not too sure what this update is that Garrett is talking about here, guys. I don't think there was an update to make the rounds shorter. That's ridiculous. Oh, so Garrett going for a quick little Rigo White Rush, and this is going to do a lot of damage, I think. And Rigo Blacks. So Rigo Blacks and Rigo Whites, and Anacondaz is forced to get that Daunting Gun to help with that little bit of extra popping power. And now with that Daunting Gun, he should be pretty safe. So Anacondaz is actually down by a lot of lives, down to 104 lives versus Garrett's full 150 lives. So Garrett actually playing very, very well on Hydro Dam. Indeed holding his own. Actually, I would say he's probably in the lead. I'm not too sure what the economies of these guys are, but definitely defense-wise, he's doing just as well, pretty much, as Anacondaz, and he's got way more lives. So he's definitely ahead in defense and lives, which is very, very good. Just a matter of who's ahead in economy. Now, round 13 is here, guys. Is anyone going to go do a Rainbow Rush? Oh, both sides going for Rainbow Rush! Oh my god, this is crazy. That means that neither side has a defense, and this is just a... I think Anacondaz might lose this because his less lives. What? What? Garrett actually loses to that Rainbow Rush. How did that happen? Usually in a Rainbow Rush versus Rainbow Rush situation, the person with less lives at the beginning loses because obviously the Rainbow Balloons should get to the end of the track at about the same time, and because if you have less lives, usually you lose the Rainbow Rush versus Rainbow Rush situation. But somehow, someway, Anacondaz was able to win that one. I actually just have no idea how, guys. I mean, it's really hard to see visually who's going to win because there's just so many crazy Rainbow Balloons going through the end of the track. You're never going to be able to see visually who wins. But the results speak for themselves, guys. Garrett lost that game somehow, so maybe he was just 1 second slower with his Rainbow Rush. Maybe he's a little bit indecisive. Whereas Anacondaz was ready to do that Rainbow Rush from the get-go. So what you can do on round 12 is you can just hold down Shift and 8. And that means that the Rainbow Rush begins immediately, like super immediately on round 13. And maybe that's what Anacondaz did, but Garrett failed to do. Maybe Garrett sort of paused and thought for a split second about whether to defend or whether to attack. And that split second is all you need to have those Rainbow Balloons go through your defense and make you lose the game. So, a very close game number 3. Wow. Garrett almost beating Anacondaz on Anacondaz's own favorite map. But in the end, Anacondaz takes the win. So Anacondaz is up 2-1 in this series. Let's go to game 4. Okay, we're here in game number 4, and Garrett has chosen Rally as the 4th map. So I'm really not surprised that he has chosen another big map. I think it's pretty obvious that Anacondaz is really good at the small maps, but not so good at the big maps. And that's because there's like a very different skill set for the big maps and the small maps. And the thing is that the small maps you can practice. Like, you know, these guys have been playing Bloons TD Battles for many months now, and they're used to killing their opponent on the small maps. So basically, they don't really have to change their strategies for the small maps very much because it's all about killing your opponent. But for the big maps, you really have to change the way you play. You can't play like how you play in Quick Battles. In Quick Battles, you can lose a couple of lives to get more economy, but in King of the Hill, you really can't. And that's why I think Anacondaz is really struggling on these big maps. And it's actually, I think, why Ryan is quite good on these big maps, because Ryan is sort of used to playing King of the Hill more, whereas... oh, some Bloons almost got through there. Whereas these newer knights like Anacondaz and the Prime 19, just not as used to playing these big maps, not quite used to the adjustments you have to make to go no lives lost. Now, of course, there's amazing players like Speedo, which just is able to like instantly adjust. He's like, oh, okay, I just need to go no lives lost. I know what to do like immediately, and that's what he does. And that's why Ryan Zoo can't beat him. But some of these other players, it takes a while to figure out what you need to do on these big maps to go no lives lost. But so far, both these guys on a full 150 lives. Let's see if any of these guys can cause damage to your opponent. So Anacondaz is going for the bomb tower and tack shooter strategy. In the past, I think we've seen that this strategy is not so good for going no lives lost. He's definitely lost lives on this map before with the bomb tower and tack shooter. Let's see if Garrett can find a way to exploit the bomb tower tack shooter opener. Usually the best ways are to go with Rigo Blacks or Rigo Leads. Both these strategies are really good and really hard to defend with bomb tower attack shooter. Now you can obviously defend it in quick battles because you don't care about losing 1 or 2 lives, but usually with regrow blacks and regrow leads, you always lose 1 or 2 lives on those rounds. So a quick little black rush here. Ooh, some of these. Oh, so Anacondaz down by 4 lives. I didn't see how he leaked those lives there. That was obviously just screen lag again. And now that Anacondaz is down on lives, he is in a little bit of trouble. And Garrett, immediately recognizing his lead, is going to play super safe. Look at this, getting his ricochet up so that he's completely safe versus blacks. Blacks are actually really hard to defend, guys. Really hard to go no lives lost with both the bomb tower attack shooter strategy and the bionic boomer strategy. Both of them, you need a little bit of extra support versus blacks to go no lives lost. And so that's why he's getting his ricochet up. And so now it's up to Anacondaz to do a big rush to kill his opponent. Oh, so here's the regrow blacks I was talking about. This should definitely cause Anacondaz to lose some more lives because I don't believe you can defend regrow blacks. Okay, so there's definitely some balloons getting through. I think there's definitely some balloons getting through. Yep, okay, so there it is. Maybe less balloons than what we saw, but nevertheless, it's pretty much guaranteed. Oh, so Anacondaz going for the village as his camera detection. Very interesting divergence. And I presume, yeah, there it is. So Garrett going for his mortar as his camera detection. So a little bit of a different strategy here. And usually when Anacondaz goes bomb tower attack shooter. Oh, so yeah, regrow camo pinks. Wow, that's pretty expensive. Just to force Anacondaz to get that camera detecting mortar, camera detecting village up. And now Anacondaz loves to use Blood Maelstrom as the defense versus a Rainbow Rush. And Blood Maelstrom is very strong on this map just because of this huge bend here. So you can see here his tech shooter on the left is going to get ready to get upgraded to a 0-4 if need be. And little Rainbow Rush here. Oh, so there it is, the Blood Maelstrom, but he was a bit late, but never mind, it still was enough to kill those rainbows. And yeah, oh, maybe I was wrong. No, maybe some rainbow balloons did get through, but nevertheless, he was able to stay alive. But now he's down by quite a few lives. He's down by so many lives. He can't even do a small rush now. He has to do a big rush to kill his opponent. Meanwhile, Garrett's defense is really good, but I'm still worried about Garrett's economy because he sent the Rainbow Rush. He sent like a little Rainbow Rush right then, and he sent those regrow blacks, and he sent that camo regrow pinks. So he has wasted a lot of money. Well, not wasted, but he's definitely used a lot of money to get Anacondaz down to 134 lives. And yeah, that's good, but you need that economy to survive the later rounds. And so he is getting quite a bit of economy in these sort of round 15, round 16. That's good for him. But I still feel like he's probably down a lot more economy than what you normally would see because he used all of that money for attacks. And so Anacondaz is going for the Monkey Ace Bomb Tower Attack Shooter and Village strategy. I actually don't know if I like the village on this map. I guess it's okay for him because the Blade Maelstrom is such a cheap defense versus Rainbow Rushes. But if you go for Boomerang... Oh, by the way, a Garrett Moab is coming through. Garrett Moab is coming through the town. With the 2 Moab Maulers, this should not do any damage. I don't know why Garrett's being so aggressive here, guys. He should definitely just be defending, getting to round 38. Being aggressive is definitely not the right strategy for him. He should definitely just be defending. But back to what I was saying about the village. Basically, yeah, the village is so much more expensive than the mortar for round 12 camera detection that if you don't have the Blood Maelstrom, it's actually really hard to defend against a Rainbow Rush on round 13 because you don't usually have enough money just because you spend so much money on that village for round 12. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen here, guys. I do feel like... Oh, so Anacondaz is going for a huge... What is this huge camo pink rush? Garrett, but Garrett's mortar positioning is perfect. Oh, not that perfect. He moved his mortar. Why did he move his mortar? Oh my god, he had the mortar at like the perfect position, and then he just moved it. Did you guys see that? Oh my god, if you didn't see that, guys, go back and see it. Literally, it was like in the middle of that bend. It was in the perfect spot, and it was defending against those camo pinks so perfectly. But then he just moved his mortar. Oh my god, that was such a huge blunder by Garrett. I can't believe he lost lives in this fashion. He could have just done absolutely nothing, left his mortar where it was, and it would have been just perfectly 100% fine, but he just wasn't confident in his mortar positioning for some reason. And he actually moved it to the wrong place, and now he's down by lives versus Anacondaz. So now Anacondaz is in a huge lead. Very interesting indeed. And yeah, let's see what sort of big rush Garrett can do to come back in this series. Oh my god, I can't believe how big of a blunder that was. And whoa. So now Garrett's getting more and more economy. But I don't know how useful that will be. He really needs to do a big rush here, guys. But look at this defense by Anacondaz. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Moab Maulers, 3 of these 4-2 bomb towers. Such impressive defense by him. There shouldn't be any rush that you can do to get past Anacondaz's defense. And now he also has the by the way guys, he also has the monkey air, so he has that ground zero to use anytime he wants. He probably just needs to sell a couple of bomb towers to get that ground zero up. So it's been so hard to do an attack for Garrett to win. And Anacondaz is up 2-1 in the series. So this could be it, guys. This could be the nail in the coffin, so to speak, for Garrett. I don't really see how he can come back here. Yeah, just look at this defense by Anacondaz. It's just so strong. So I guess at the moment I'm going to take this opportunity. Okay, so now Anacondaz even has the ground zero ability. Now this is ridiculous. Now he really has no. Now Garrett really has no way to win. So I guess this is a good opportunity to talk about the ground zero. A lot of you guys have been saying that the ground zero is too overpowered and it should be banned from King of the Hill. Previously, ice stalling was too overpowered and it was banned. The thing about ground zero, guys, is that let's see how to explain this. So both these guys are just shaking with adrenaline. Usually, yeah, if you have too much of an adrenaline rush, you actually get the shakes. And I think both these guys are just pumping with adrenaline. Both these guys are fighting really hard to win these games. So that's really great, guys. It's really great that King of the Hill was causing these guys to sort of feel that like there's so much on the line when they play these games. Okay, so the thing about ground zero is this: when you don't have ground zeros, yes, we can have a King of the Hill without ground zeros. But the problem is that when you set a Zomai God, or even 1 or 2 Zomai Gods, and you don't have ground zero, it's not the fact that you can't defend against ground zero. That's not the problem. The problem is lag. A lot of people, their PCs, by the way, Garrett's losing a couple more lives to these camo balloons just because his mortar positioning is not in the right place, and also you need actually a mortar up to a 2-4 to defend versus these super quick pink Moabs. But the problem is that a lot of people lag out if they don't use ground zero for defense against Zomai Gods. So you know, you might not lag out and like lose the game, but oh, by the way, oh, what's going? Oh, that might just be GG. Okay, so I'm not too sure what happened. I think that was just a natural camo rainbows that caused Garrett to lose the game. I think maybe his mortar positioning wasn't quite in the right place. I'm not too sure what was up with that. But there it is, GG. Anacondaz winning 3-1 versus Garrett. It's a very valiant effort by Garrett there, but just not quite enough to get past Anacondaz. And I'll just quickly finish my thought here about ground zero. Is that, yeah, a double Zomai God rush is often enough to lag out. Well, maybe not lag out, but cause so much lag that even though you have enough towers to defend against the double Zomai God, just due to lag, those towers don't fire properly, and a lot of balloons get passed. And so, you know, the worst thing for somebody is to lose by lag. I know that Ryan did the offensive lag with the Blood Maelstrom and Zomai God attack, but afterwards that was banned. So that is banned right now. And we want to make Bloons TD Defense Battles more about skill and less about losing by lag. And so it's unfortunate that, you know, the game does lag up when a lot of balloons are being sent. And so basically the ground zero is a solution for the lag problem on rounds like rounds 30, 31, when you can send those 2 Zone Gods. So that's the reason why Ryan hasn't banned it now. We are thinking of some solutions to this. For example, we're thinking about reducing the number of rounds to maybe around 30, and that makes it much harder to do a big Zone God attack. And maybe around 30 with banning ground zeros or something like that. But it just really sucks to not have ground zeros and to lose by lag. I mean, that just sucks for even worse than, you know, watching your opponent own Zone Gods with the ground zero. So we are trying to think of solutions for this, guys, but at the moment, just for the moment, guys, we are keeping ground zeros until a better solution can be made. Okay, guys, sorry for the long run at the end there. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.